Welcome to another adventure with Getting Lost. We are here at the Gothic Gates, heading towards Fort Canning Center, and we're actually doing part 3 of our Fort Canning adventure. So join me inside while we explore Fort Canning, the fort itself. So let's get going, and let's get exploring. One thing you have a lot of at Fort Canning Park are heritage trees. So if you do like to come here, there's a wide variety of different types of heritage trees that you can see. I will highlight some of them as I walk across here. So this is one of them here. They are tall, beautiful and majestic. As we are walking along, you can see that there's lots of foliage and also lots of trees along the pathways, so you can enjoy a nice relaxing walk. But as we keep heading up, you'll notice there's actually a fenced up area. That's the top part of the hill itself. This part here is actually the Fort Canning Reservoir. The Fort Canning Reservoir is actually an underground reservoir located on the top of Fort Canning Hill. The construction of the reservoir was completed in 1929, and the top of the hill here, before it was a reservoir, it was actually a large artillery barracks and parade ground for the fort itself. Then now it has been converted into a service reservoir to help to keep water. Some of the animals you see here are actually those small little animals, and one of them is here, as you can see, is the lizard, which is very interesting, with actually a red head. And also squirrels. During evening time, they will come down from the top of the trees, and you can see them all around. Here is another heritage tree. This one is a very tall tree which has been trimmed on the top to control its height. It's actually called a kapok tree. One of the old buildings that are on the top of Fort Canning Hill is this small place here called the Old Married Soldiers Quarters. These are some of the few remaining buildings from the colonial times, where Fort Canning Hill was a real fort and with a real gate, a fort gate. The fort on Fort Canning Hill was actually completed in 1861, and it was named after Viscount Charles John Canning, who was the Governor General and the first Viceroy of India. The fort was actually built to provide harbor defense. But many people commented that the fort was actually too far from the harbor to provide any defense, but they built the fort here anyway. And the old fort itself was demolished in 1907, and only this gateway, a few of the 9-pound cannons, and a few buildings are left of from that time itself. And as you can see, the doors of the fort itself are very well built, and there's actually a secret here which I don't know whether I should tell you, but yes, for all my viewers, there's actually a secret entrance that is not very well known behind one of the doors. Okay? This secret entrance behind the door will lead you to the top of the fort, where you can actually have a look around the area. Yes, it's a bit cramped, as you can see. I'm trying to squeeze through now, but it's worth it. And once you reach the top, you can see all around you. And yes, that is the hole that I actually squeezed out from. There's actually a very narrow flight of stairs up, so you have to squeeze your way through. But it's worth it. The view is worth it, and not many people know about this. This is the hidden secret that I found. And here is also the fort gate entrance. Okay, there's actually a long, how do I say it? There's actually a long walkway for you to actually walk all the way up here, and it's actually an upward slope to walk here. And as you can see on your left here is actually Fort Canning Hotel, and this Fort Canning Hotel itself was built in 1926 as the administration building of the British Far East Command headquarters. And as you look to your right, you can also see that you will actually have part of the fort wall that is now covered with roots and leaves and foliage, but there's actually a wall on this side here. Up ahead is actually the battle box, which is actually a former World War II British Underground Command Centre inside Fort Canning Hill in the heart of the Singapore city. It was part of the headquarters of the Malaya Command, the army which defended Malaya and Singapore in World War II. It was inside the battle box that the British decided to surrender Singapore to the invading Japanese on 15 February 1942. Now it's actually a museum, and you can actually get tour guides to actually bring you around to look at all the exhibits inside. And just beside the battle box entrance is actually another gate, which is called a sally port, where it's actually an alternate entrance or exit for the fort itself, for soldiers to bring in supplies, or for them to secretly exit the fort and outflank the enemy and attack them from behind. And here is one of two of the 9-pound cannons that are displayed here on Fort Canning. Okay, so these are used to be the cannons that protect the town. So basically what happened was they actually built this fort here, and these cannons are supposed to protect the port from invaders. So if anybody were to sail in with a fleet of ships into the Singapore harbour. These will be the guns that will be used to defend Singapore. And finally, we are back here at Fort Canning Centre, the building itself. So we'll just look at the buildings from different angles, and then we will end our part 3 of our Fort Canning adventure. I hope you enjoyed part 3. We actually explored most of the hill now, the park. So next up, we're going to explore some of the buildings around Fort Canning. I hope you join me for that, and you know what to do. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so, and please join me for my next adventure. Bye bye.